Okay friend, the same is continue with the storage lipids. Storage lipid is, yes, fatty acid. 3 fatty acid is joined with that acid and triglyceride is a phospholipid. Phospholipid is classified into a glycerophospholipid and the sphingolipid, and that this is the structure through which you can see this how the sphingosine is formed and how the fatty acid miscellaneous group is storage lipids or neutral lipids are found. These are the structure of or the neutral lipids. Now the classification of lipids we have not completed until so I will give you a certain clues of that. So remember this classification. Now the continue with that non-phosphorylated lipids and glycerosphingolipids and cerebroside and globoside, gangliosides, then sulfolipids. Sulfolipid means sulfate is added with the lipids. So sulfated cerebroside or sulfated gangliosides or then derived lipids, they are compound which are derived from the lipids or precursor of lipids or fatty acid or steroid or prostaglandins are the example of the derived lipids and lipid complex to the lipoproteins and phospholipids are the conjugated proteins or complex protein or miscellaneous proteins, miscellaneous fatty acids are found or lipid component is found. Now we will start with the fatty acids, and fatty acids are the carboxylic acid or carbon compound or having a carboxylic acid with the hydrocarbon chain ranging from 4 to 36, have long chain. CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3, CH2 up to certain 4, then 5, 6, 7, 8 and up to 36 this chain, and at the end of your carboxylic acid is there. Fatty acid are generally two types. One is saturated and another is unsaturated fatty acid. So the fatty acid can be classified into two: saturated fatty acid and unsaturated fatty acids. Okay. Now what mean by saturated fatty acids? Saturated fatty acids means have no double bond system. Thus hydrocarbon chain is completely unbranched, no double bond system. So unsaturated fatty acid means it contains a more number of double bond system, one or more double bonds in their structure. So that is saturated, unsaturated. And polyunsaturated fatty acid means more than 2. Okay. That having a 2 to 6 double bond systems are found in their structures. Okay. So what we studied? Tell me. Classification of fatty acid. They are divided into two. One is unsaturated, and second is saturated fatty acid, and unsaturated, that is poly or mono. Now, poly or mono, as I said, mono unsaturated fatty acid means MUFA. Another is PUFA, poly unsaturated fatty acid, PUFA. Okay, so you have to remember like this. Now stearic acid, this is the structure. I will show you how the saturated fatty acids and unsaturated fatty acid structure will differ and where the double bond system found mostly in unsaturated fatty acids. Now stearic, for example, stearic acid, a typical saturated fatty acid with a 18 carbon chain. CH3, then CH2, 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 here is CH3. Okay, CH3, then CH2, CH2. Okay, this continuously up to and last is stabilization. Only the structure like this. Now the oleic acid, that typically unsaturated fatty is unsaturated, only double bond system found here. You know, okay. So this is the structure of oleic acid with the 18 carbon and 18 carbon of saturated and unsaturated fatty acids. Now I will give you another classification. First classification is simple compound conjugated, unsaturated and saturated fatty acids. Okay. Then here is fatty acid medium. Now on the basis of chain, it is classified into 4 to 46. They are called a small chain, SCFA. Many full form is asked. FUFA, MUFA, SCFA, MCFA. Okay. So those with 8 to 14 carbons, they are known as medium chain fatty acids, and those with 16 to 18 carbon atoms are called long chain fatty acids. Then very long chain fatty acids that carrying more than 20. Okay. So small chain fatty acids example are butyric acid, caprioic acid. Okay. In brackets you will find the carbon numbers are found in. Now this butyric acid and caprioic that is found in butter and ghee. A medium chain fatty acid, a caprioic that is lauric acid, myristic acid, LMP SAB. You have to remember LMP SAB for unsaturated for saturated fatty acid. Lauric, myristic, LM, myristic, then palmitic, SAB, stearic, arachidinic, baric acid. These are the LMP SAB. Okay, so 12 and 14s. 12 means lauric acid and myristic 14 are present in coconut and human milks. Now normal skin has a very thin layer of several circulation with the unsaid medium chain triglyceride containing a lauric acid which prevent the bacterial entry into the body. Okay, so you remember these in between this. Now classification of fatty acids, as I said, medium chain, short chain, long chains. Okay. Now another classification. You think that the sir is giving a more number of classification? No, that not much more. Same thing is that, but you are telling in another ways. Now here is classification of fatty acid depending upon total number of carbon atoms that is given previously. Now even an odd chain, okay, depending upon the total number of carbon atoms. Even chain they have 2, 4, 6 in similar series, most of naturally occurring lipids. Even chain of fatty acid, odd chain means they have carbons atoms at 3, 5, 7. Okay, odd number fatty acid are seen in most of the microbial cell walls. Okay, this is all depending on the length of carbon chains. As I said, short chain, medium chain, long chain, very long chain. Okay, these are 2 to 6, that is short chain. Then 8 to 14, that is medium chain, long chain, that is more than 20, very long. Okay, 16 and above, usually 24 up to 24 carbon, it is long chain. Depending upon the nature of hydrocarbon chains, that is also classified into unsaturated fatty acid and saturated fatty acid. Now saturated, you know, unsaturated having a double bond, so unsaturated fatty acid further classified into a MUFA and PUFA, that having a single double bond, and polyunsaturated fatty acid, polyenoic with more than 2 double bond system in found out branch chain fatty acid and hydroxyl fatty acids. These are the ABCDR depending upon the nature of hydrocarbon chains. When it is asked in the examination depending upon the length of hydrocarbon chain, then you have to short chain, medium chain, long chain, very long chain. Then if it depending upon the total number of carbon atoms, you have to classified into even chain and odd chain with the example. Okay, this is all about the classification of fatty acids. Now, similarly, I will show you the structure of saturated fatty acids. They have a general formula for CH3, CH2 into bracket and COOH. For example, acetic acid. Okay, single CH3, COOH, butyric acid, 1 is N. Wherever the N, you will find the number of carbon atoms you attach with that, so the structure will saturated fatty acid structure can be formed. CH3, CH2 twice COOH, palmitic acid 14 and number CH3, CH2 14 into 2. Okay, 14 times these and CH3 1 and carboxyl. This stearic acid also 16 plus 2 again 18. Okay, same thing is 14, 18, 16 that can be formed. Now I how you will identify that this is the fatty acid? So suffix is always anoic or enoic. Okay. After the hydrocarbon, 2 carbon acetic acid and 4 carbon butyric acid are important metabolic intermediates, and C14 and palmitic acid and C18 stearic acid are most abundant in many fats compositions. So the human body fat contains 50% oleic acid and 25% palmitic acid and 10% linoleic acid and 5% stearic acid. These body fat are composed of how many fatty acid and what is their composition? That can also be asked, or human body or animal bodies. So 50% oleic acid, 25% palmitic acid and 10% linoleic acid and 5% stearic acid. So your question may be arise in your mind that, sir, if these fatty acids are essential, remaining one, how it is synthesized? So the essential fatty acid that is linoleic and linolenic. Alpha linoleic acid is a precursor for synthesized DHA and EPA. That I will tell you later on. This is very essential for brain development of the child. Okay. So the carbon atoms of fatty acid C1 and C2. This is omega 1, omega 2, omega 3 and omega 5. This is the structure. How you there, sir, you are what mean by omega 3, what mean by omega 6. So you can see like this way. So I am telling you, not giving you much differences between that, what is omega 3 and what is omega 6. That I will teach you. Don't worry. This is also classified of fatty acid, as I said, LMP sub. LMP sub means so lauric, myristic, palmitic, stearic, arachidonic acid, bionic acid and lignoceric. Saturated fatty acid with odd and even. Okay. 357 not. It is even number carbon. Here is 16, 18, 18, 18, 18. 18 how many times? But double bond systems, unsaturated fatty acid, all double bonds are cis. Mostly, And trans fat is not good for our health. So the unsaturated fatty acid, all double bonds, that is palmitic acid or hexadecanoic acid. Hexa means 6 and deca means 10. So hexadecanoic acid means 16. Octa means 8. 8 means 8 plus 10. Octadecanoic acid. That means oleic acid. Yes, linoleic acid, 9th and 12th position. Octadeca dienoic acid. Di means 2. Yani, that means 2 double bond systems is found in that. 18:2. That is linoleic acid. 9, 12, octadeca dienoic acid. Yes. Now 3 double bonds is alpha linoleic acid and gamma linoleic acid. Both are 18:3. But you have to remember the double bond system. Alpha linoleic acid means 9, 12 and 15. You have to write like this. Octadeca trienoic acid. Tri means 3. Okay. 9, 12, 15. Octa means 10. Deca means, octa means 8. Deca means 10. So octadeca means, yes, 18. And tri 9, 12 and 15 positions. So 18:3 is alpha linoleic. Now gamma linoleic acid. Now the bond's position is changed. You remember this. 6, 9, 12. That is gamma linoleic acid. Okay. That is same chemical name is there. Octadeca trienoic acid. But the double bond system at 6, 9 and 12 position. Here is 9, 12 and 15 position. So what is the difference between that? That you have to remember, both having 18:3. Now arachidonic acid, that is MUFA, not Yes, four. Four.